Hello and welcome to the Pride celebration in round 19 of the Liberty A-League competition. This afternoon's contest between Sydney FC and Western United could prove to be a pivotal one in deciding who will be the premiers at the end of the regular season. But there is still 90 minutes of football to be played, and it's going to be a big afternoon of football, with Sydney FC coming into this feeling pretty confident, winning 3 of the last 4 games against Western United. And for Western United, they have been unbeaten in their last 6, so they'll also be feeling relatively confident to get the 3 points. But to just dissect the game with me this evening, Kath Canoli. Kath, is this going to prove to be a pivotal match for the premiers this evening?
It sure is, Pecure. It's going to be a cracking match today at Leichhardt Oval. What an exciting one for all these fans. It's so great to see so many people turning up to watch the Liberty A-League in this Pride celebration. This is going to be the match of the Liberty A-League season.
And we'll take a look at the starting 11 this afternoon, and we see all those waving flags. It's fantastic to see. Ante Juric has named an unchanged starting 11 from the side that defeated the Wanderers. Jada Wyman starts in goals, and with Taylor Ray partnering with Mackenzie Hawkesby in the middle of the park. And after a frustrating 45 minutes last week, Abby Lemon maintains her spot in the starting 11, leading the line alongside Princess Abini and Courtney Vine. And for Kat Smith, she's forced to make one change this evening, and it is certainly a big absence, with Chloe Lagazzo forced to miss the game with a hip injury. Jacqueline Savitsky comes into the midfield, and Hannah Keane, as always, leads the line alongside Kiwa Hieda, and Grace Ma and Alana Cern are partnering in the centre of defence. And there is Charlotte McLean. Kath, she has been such an important player for this side. How crucial will she be this afternoon in stopping the likes of Hannah Keane from getting on the score sheet?
She has a massive job this evening at Leichhardt Oval for Sydney FC. She's been such a great player for Sydney FC. She's been key in that defence. She's one of 3 players that's played every single match this season, but she's definitely going to be on her A game tonight.
And she'll certainly need to be, but this season's been a little bit different for her. She had to take up more of a leadership role with Nat Tobin out with her ACL injury. How important has her leadership been for this team?
Absolutely. We know Charlotte McLean's been in and around the Sydney FC squad for a long time now, but she's really stamped her position in that centre-back position. She's taken on that role on and off the pitch and really leading this young Sydney FC team around. Again, she's one of 3 players that has played every match this season. The other 2 are Jada and Tori Tumeth as well, which is key to their defence that's been so great this season.
And they will need to be fantastic this afternoon to stop Hannah Keane, fresh off a hat-trick last weekend. How crucial will she be and her goal-scoring form be for Western United to get the 3 points this evening?
She'll be definitely crucial. She's going to be missing Chloe Lagazzo. Her and Chloe have had such a great partnership this season. We know that Hannah's such a goal-scoring machine. She's definitely got those goal-scoring boots on since she's been back, and it's been a pleasure to watch her for Western United this season.
And you're speaking about her and that partnership with Chloe Lagazzo. She's going to need to have that great rapport with her teammates this afternoon. How crucial will it be for them to get the ball into the box for her?
Absolutely. We know that Western United love playing into those wide areas and looking for balls into the box. And we know what Hannah Keane's presence is like, especially in that 18-yard box area. She's scored 9 goals this season, and 8 of them have been inside that crucial area, which is inside the box. And she's just got such a presence when she gets into that area, and we just know how dangerous she is, whether it's with the inside of her foot or with her head. She's just a danger in and around that 18-yard box.
She is a fantastic player. We look forward to watching her this evening. And our referee for this afternoon's contest is Rebecca Durkow, and assistant referee Emma Kochbeck, Amber Morris, and 4th official Kelly Jones. And so we're not too far away from this contest. Pride celebration. You will see Princess Abini with the rainbow armband. See that on the edge of the Western United players' shirts as well. And we are underway. Sydney FC get us going. Our ball straight to Margot Gervais. Sending it forward for Hawkesby. Medwin forced to retreat back to the defence. Ma sending it all the way back. It's a new goalkeeper, Catherine Larson. That ball almost lost in the midfield there by Taranto. Dangerous ball back, but able to be cleared away. Now sent long by Larson. McLean headed forward. Either side able to bring the ball down at the moment. Vine just sending it forward. Cert has to send it back once again. So that immediate pressure. Fenton. Back to Kirsty Fenton. Now, Kath, the 3 points we've spoken about, how crucial they are. Which team needs the 3 points more?
I think both of them need 3 points here if they want to be looking to win the premiership this season. We know if Western United get the 3 points here, it'll be pretty much done and dusted for them. And I think it's just such a great rematch here. We've got the grand final rematch, two teams that have been, you know, up and down this season as well. They haven't had the cruisiest of seasons, but to see this game play out tonight, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one.
And it's interesting looking in this game. Sydney FC have got the best defence in the league. Have got, 12 clean sheets so far this season. Sorry, 8 this season. And when you're looking at a team like Western United in such great goal-scoring form, who is going to win that battle? It's such an interesting one to look at.
You never know what's going to happen in football, Procure. That's the greatest thing about this game. And both teams, they've got goal-scoring machines at the top end, and they've got a great defence record as well. Sydney FC, their defensive record has been unbelievable this season. And again, we spoke about Charlotte McLean in the pre-game. She's been fantastic for this Sydney FC defence.
You can see that little tussle between Amy Medwin and Tori Tumeth.
We know that Tori Tumeth loves a 50-50 battle there and loves to get stuck in.
She's had a great season with Sydney FC this year, and that battle up against Amy Medwin. So fantastic to see her back on the football pitch after that ACL injury. She was in such great form before it happened for Western United last season. That ball's just tipped back to McLean. Thompson sending it forward. Picked up by Robers, immediately under pressure by Hawkesby, and there will be a free kick awarded to Sydney FC.
It's great to see both teams getting stuck in and trying to win those 50-50 battles. They know what the game means to both of them. And you can see here with Mackenzie Hawkesby and Robers just getting right in amongst it. And everybody, I know what happens in the change room pre-game. Both coaches will be saying, make sure you're getting there, win your battles.
It'll be so important. Margot Chevet wins it. Still Chevet with the ball, got a beanie up ahead, not able to get that pass through. Cern to Savitsky, now Keane breaking through. And so back to Savitsky, got Keane charging through the middle. Forced wide now to Hieda. Back to Savitsky, working their way forward nicely, Western United are, but that's taken away and will go out for a throw-in. Stacey Papadopoulos to throw it in. Looking for options. Taranto back to Papadopoulos. Taranto and blocked away. Hieda immediately under pressure. And Sydney FC able to come away with it through Abby Lemon. Abini, quick ball, tried to release Vine through, not able to do so. Mark picks it up, sends it forward to Taranto. Quick ball forward for Keane. Still Hannah Keane. Now out wide to Medwin. Medwin making her way inside, not able to get her feet untangled, but still Medwin in the box. Robers immediately under pressure from Vine. Needs to find an option, and that will go out for a Western United throw-in. Edwin needing an option. Only finds one of the Taranto twins, and that pass not able to find a teammate, so it will be a goal kick for Sydney FC.
How good is it here in the Cove in the background?
It's fantastic, and there is Ante Juric. It's been a weird season for him. His side, at times you thought, oh, I don't know what's going on, but he's done a fantastic job to have them in this position right now.
He sure has. He's been doing a fantastic job with these Sydney FC girls. He's had so many youngsters that he's had to bleed into this squad, and you know, there are a lot of debuts out there, and especially even this evening, he's missing so many girls away with the young Matildas.
And that ball releases Princess Abini. Still Abini, got Cern right ahead of her. Trying to find the angle, sends it to goalwards, and Larson able to get clean hands on it.
She's done really well there, Princess Abini. She's taken on Cern. She's done well 1v1 against her opponent. But once you get to that byline, you've got to really try and cut that ball back away from the goalkeeper's hands.
And there is the head coach for Western United, Kat Smith. And since she's come in, Western United have been in really good form, and they've seemed to really click under her leadership.
They sure have, and we knew with Mark Torcaso it was always going to be a tough gig for him to try and combine the international job with the Western United job. So once Kat came in, it gave them a little bit of security and a bit of leadership, and you know, someone that gives them that stability that's there all the time, focusing just on Western United. And Kat's done fantastic to get another opportunity in this league, and to see her really rise with this team. And it's just given them that little bit of a hype that they needed to get to where they are right now. And they're playing some great football. It's just unfortunate today that they've got Chloe Lagazo out, but credit to Kat and what she's done to turn this team around.
And that ball has found its way straight into the hands of Larson. And look, for a moment that Princess Abini was going to get there first, but got away with that, Western United. Ma, Cern. Taranto, back to Grace Ma. And a nice ball out to release Emma Robers if she's able to get it under control.
Grace Ma is just so comfortable in that back line. You can see that she's played that midfield role her whole life. The way she just takes the ball and progresses it up the field, and just so easy just to dink it in behind there. She's just calm, cool and collected in that position. And she's doing a fantastic job this season for Western United. And it'd be a bit of a hard one for her to take, because we know that she likes to progress higher up the field and get into goal scoring, you know, opportunities, and she has a great strike on her as well.
And that's a great ball to release Abby Lemon if she's able to bring it down. Got Hawksby peeling off to the side. Now Hawksby got the ball tangled under her feet momentarily, and just gave enough time for Stacey Papadopoulos to get back defensively. Ray now under pressure from Melissa Taranto, and just gave her a shove for good measure at the end as well. And there is Papadopoulos just coming in there. Do you like that bit of feistiness in the game?
I absolutely love it. It just goes to show that both teams are out there wanting to win today, and what it means to them, especially to someone like Taylor Ray that hasn't really started many games this season for Sydney FC, and again another one that has returned from an ACL injury as well. But it's great to see both teams really going for it in these first 8 minutes.
And it is such a interesting. It is a rivalry because they faced in the grand final, and for so much of last season they were head to head trying to finish premiers, and Sydney FC pipped them at the post. And for Western United, the first year in the competition did so well, and now second season trying to do one better, get the premiers played, and then hopefully for themselves win it all. But still play continuing here. Chevet under pressure from Savitsky's done really well, but there is the pace of Courtney Vine. So quick, not known for her defensive work, but that speed is useful in any situation. That ball's launched forward, and Grace Ma's just probably going to watch it go out of play. And Courtney Vine, Kath, you'd imagine that she would be a crucial part in this fixture. And the last time these two sides faced, it was the last loss for Western United. Courtney Vine scored in the 70th minute. How important it will be for Sydney FC just to get her involved early in the game and get her rhythm.
Absolutely, we know that Courtney Vine has speed to burn, and once she gets into those wide areas, she is very dangerous and can provide a lot of assists for Sydney FC.
And as we see Western United breaking forward, and that pass just narrowly missing Hannah Keane, and Charlotte McLean, who we mentioned, able to clear it away. Medwin looking for an option, and there is Keane up against Tori Temeth. Robers now sending it across to Taranto. And Grace Ma done really well to shield the ball away from Princess Abini, and it will be a throw-in. But you mentioned the Cove before. It's fantastic to have them at Leichhardt, and so much noise and atmosphere they're bringing to the Liberty A-League when they are heading out to these Sydney FC women's games.
They sure are, and we need to see more of these fan bases and, you know, people like the Cove to come out to all these Liberty A-League games and support their men's and their women's teams, and it does make a difference. It changes the whole dynamics of the team, and the girls, when they see them turning up to games and you hear the singing and all the hype that goes on around it, the girls absolutely love it.
You're absolutely right. We will love to see it more and see the leader of the Sydney FC Cove, Michelle Morris, there. Such a passionate base. Taranto, and that's a dangerous pass and picked off by Hawkesby. Still Hawkesby making her way through, got players in support. Now Courtney Vine, still Vine, and a great challenge there by Alana Cern. Still Vine, sends it back across, needs to be headed away. Papadopoulos, and there is a head injury. There's a clash of heads there with Grace Ma, still down on the ground. But wow, what a chaotic few moments in the box there for Western United.
It sure was. It's been absolutely chaotic for these last 11 minutes with these two teams. They're both at it there. I see Mackenzie Hawkesby. She's getting that little bit of an extra touch. She's seen Courtney Vine coming down that right-hand side, and she knows that she's got speed to burn. And just unfortunate for Courtney's touch there. And great little ball in, and then the clash of heads there.
Such a brave player, Grace Ma. And that's why she's so crucial for all this Western United team, as you mentioned, Kath. Just her ball-playing ability, but as well as her leadership. It's interesting, obviously, Sydney Cummings there with Alana Cern. Last season, that was such a great partnership for Western United, the defence, but it's Grace Ma this year. That's got to hurt. Hopefully Grace Ma is able to continue in this game. But as I mentioned, Kath, that partnership that she's built with Alana Cern, it didn't start off necessarily as smooth as maybe they would have liked, but it's really come along really nicely as the season's gone on.
It sure has. They've developed a great partnership over the, this season. And as you know, Grace Ma is not your typical centre back. It's a position that she's adopted there for Western United as well. And she's really taken it with both hands. I think playing with a ball-playing centre back really changes the dynamic of the team as well, because as we know, a lot of teams these days like to play up from the back. They like to get their centre back to be able to drive and create that overload in midfield, and that's something that Grace Ma brings to this Western United team.
That ball slips through the back, and Larson able to collect it. Medwin not able to get to the ball before Hawkesby. Cuts back up inside, back to Hawkesby. Chevet forced to retreat. And that ball forward for Lemon. He's done really nicely with the first touch, but not able to finish it off with the pass. Papadopoulos. Forward there for Keane, who came back to retreat and help her side out. Hieda just lofting the ball forward, but it was never to the advantage of a teammate. And they will get away with that and get a throw in. And there is the early possession stat. Western United absolutely dominating it, 61% to Sydney FC's 39%. Kath, is that a trend that you think we'll see for the rest of the game?
I think it will change as the game goes on. You know that Western United love to play with the ball. They like to play up from the back, and at the moment now, Sydney FC, once they do receive the ball, especially in those transition periods, and looking to go forward quickly, could be something that they've trained this week coming up against Western United.
And a nice ball forward from Vine, and Abini with the touch, and it's fallen back. There is Abby Lemon to finish it off for Sydney FC. A really nice bit of play from Courtney Vine to start it, and there was Abby Lemon after a disappointing 45 minutes last week. She was able to slot it away this weekend.
She was lucky there that Mackenzie Hawkesby didn't steal it from her, but she can see that Abby Lemon lines it up and just slots it into that bottom corner. Great finish there, and what a fantastic ball in there from Courtney Vine to Princess Abini, and then Abby Lemon just there in right place at the right time and just slots it into that bottom corner.
She really was in the right place at the right time. Hansen did really well with the first initial save, but Lemon was not going to miss that, and Sydney FC have got the lead to start this game. And last week's had some big chances in that derby to put it away early for Sydney FC and wasn't able to finish. But how crucial is it for her to get a goal this weekend?
100% it is. When you get a goal, it just gives you that confidence, it gives you that boost. And I'm sure she would have went home after last week's performance and really thought about where it went wrong. And it's tough, you know, she's a youngster coming into this league, and the more games you play, the better you'll get, especially dealing with, you know, things like a big derby as well. But it's great to see the youngster on the scoreboard today, and hopefully she can get a bit of confidence from that and really boost her game tonight.
A really fun player to watch in the competition. And great for her to get on the score sheet, as you mentioned, Catherine. See how Western United are able to respond. They've been so good in recent weeks, getting the 3 points and dictating play. Robers just looking for an outlet and forced to retreat all the way back to her keeper. Ma sending it forward. Adriana Taranto. Saviski sending it out wide. Now to Hieda. Got Papadopoulos up ahead in support if she'd like to use her. And Hieda's done really well to get away from her defender, sending it across the box. Not able to get a head on it, Western United, but it does fall to the back for Medwin. And it will be a throw-in.
What a beautiful piece of skill there from Hieda. She's done really, really well. She's absolutely sent Kirsty Fenton's centre for a 6 there, and does well to get a dangerous ball into the box as well.
And there is a beautiful piece of skill. And two interesting stats. Western United haven't been able to win a contest this season after going 1-0 down. And on the other side, Sydney FC, in the last 60 games they scored first, they've failed to lose the game. So it's certainly an uphill battle for Western United. And another attack here for Sydney. Vine sending it across, and they're too heavy with that touch this time. Hieda. Can Western United find something? It is very early in this contest, still a lot of football to be played. But Kath, when you hear those statistics, obviously players don't know that off by heart themselves, but do you feel like that gives confidence to a team like Sydney FC?
Sydney FC is a team that's always full of confidence. They only know how to win. They've been in this competition for a long time. They've won plenty of premierships and plenty of grand finals, and you know, they breed winners there, and that's why you can see these youngsters that are coming through. In the beginning it was a little bit shaky, but to know these stats as well, I'm sure that Ante is not one that's throwing these stats out, but they love to win and they know what it's like to win, and these stats only mean, you know, great things to us commentators. Absolutely.
Don't think the players would know that, and if they did, maybe just some light reading of some A-League women's stats. Hawkesby, nice 1-2 there with Vine. Back to Hawkesby, got Lemon in support, plus a beanie. That ball slipped through, just too wide. But it will be a corner for Sydney FC.
Very lucky there for Grace Maher to get that touch on it to go out for a corner. If not, Princess Abini was in behind there, and it would have been a dangerous one for Sydney.
Certainly would. And there is Mackenzie Hawkesby. Was at Brighton at the start of the Liberty A-League season, but has come back to Sydney FC, and ever since she's done that, she has been one of their best players. In charge of these set pieces. What can she deliver for her side? High, deep ball, and that ball never actually made its way into play.
It's always super tough when you're taking a corner. She was very straight onto the ball when she's actually had a strike on that, and it's hard to actually hit it flat with that technique. You can see Larson here, she's just pushing up her players. They're going long from here, maybe just trying to ease off on the pressure from Sydney FC this last 5 or so minutes.
Larson just dropped short, and took a touch through. And Kath, when a goalkeeper is doing that, at what point does a goalkeeper say, enough with playing out from the back? Right now we're under too much pressure, we just need to relieve it?
Sometimes it can come once you've copped a goal and the opponent's all over you.
And that's a high ball from Abini to Lemon. Needs to be patient. Lemon cuts on the inside, still Lemon, and just took too long. Back to Lemon again, took a deflection. Ma able to clear it out of the danger area, but Abby Lemon just maybe had too many thoughts going in her mind.
It was good to see her get into that position and having to be in a position to actually pull the trigger there.
Although Western United have had the majority of the possession, Sydney FC have looked very potent going forward, and that ball for Keane, but able to knock it down for Hieda to Savitsky. Need some more green and black shirts to come in support. High ball and straight into the hands of Jada Wyman. Very wasteful. Rovers out wide to Hieda. Keane. Still Keane's done really well to get away from McLean. Adriana Taranto working her way through the traffic. Out to Hieda. Back to Taranto. Nice delivery into the box, but Medwin, it's just slipped away from Tumet at the wrong time. Vine. Straight to the feet of Rovers. Taranto. Nice ball forward for Adriana Taranto. Gonna cross it in, and Hannah Keane not able to get the angle and get contact with it. So we'll go out for a goal kick. And back to that Sydney FC stat in terms of going a goal up. Last time was back in Friday, the 21st of December, back in 2018. Alana Kennedy scored the opening goal for Sydney, and then Sam Kerr scored a brace for Perth. So some big names in that. I had to look back all the way back to 2018. The league certainly looked a lot different with the players that we had back then, but that is the history that's up against. Hawkesby shipping the ball forward for Abini. Nice quick touch to Vine. She's got so much space ahead. She wants to use it. Forced to slow down. Abini found herself in a world of space as well. Still Abini to the line. Able to keep it in play. Back to Vine. No real sky blue shirts, and Abini not able to get it. She was still offside. So able to get away with one there. Western United again, but a little bit loose trying to play it out there.
Absolutely a little bit loose there in their defensive structure. You can't allow someone like Princess Abini to pick up the ball and be able to run at you in those dangerous areas. You know that she's so dangerous in those areas.
And Catherine, you're looking at the passing accuracy there. It's not relatively high for either side, but is that just a case of nerves?
I think that's just the case of this first 25 minutes in this game. It's been really chaotic, and both teams have come out with guns blazing and wanting to win those battles, and sometimes it takes a little while for either team to settle into the game, and you'll probably start to see those stats go up a little bit higher now that Sydney FC have scored a goal now, which allows them to start to settle into the game and might give Western United a little bit of breathing room as well. You could see back with Larson when she was going long, she's trying to settle her team down and just get into the rhythm of the game.
As we see Thompson making the way out of defence. So that ball's just played through and straight into the hands of Larson. But for Western United, apart from just settling some of the nerves, what do they need to do to get themselves back into this game? Hannah Keane at times has looked a little bit isolated up top.
of course Sydney FC are going to want to mark someone like Hannah Keane out of the game, and you can see that they're right over her and not letting her breathe. And sometimes once Western United do get into that final third, they need to be a little bit more clinical and not just, you know, give the ball away. The decision making in the final third is crucial.
Very smart. Just checking over her shoulder, seeing she's got time, and Larson immediately under pressure from Vine. Not afraid to use that burst of pace. Such a dangerous weapon for Sydney FC, that Courtney Vine speed.
We know how quick she is, and just in the blink of the eye, she'll be coming for you. And you can see Larson, she's taken that touch, and then all of a sudden she sees Courtney Vine coming for her, so she just gets rid of it.
And she's such a unique player, Courtney Vine. Ability to use her pace and create space for herself. A real key advantage for Sydney FC as Adriana Taranto tried to charge her way through, but it will go out for a throw-in. Fenton, haven't seen too much of her in the early stages. Ray, another header forward, but it will go out of play. So, Western United throw in. And Papadopoulos. Immediately won back by Sydney FC. Margot Chevet. And that pass not paying off, and you see Grace Smart trying to be patient. Just immediately under pressure. Vine's done really well to bring the ball under control, off the post and back into the hands of Hansen, of Larson, and wow.
Unbelievable there for Courtney Vine. What a great strike. It was unfortunate for her not to make it into the back of the net. But what a great ball in there from Margot Chevet. You can see as soon as they win the ball, they just look to get in behind, and they're looking to transition quickly against Western United. My apologies, Taylor Ray in behind there. What a great ball by Taylor Ray.
And a really nice bit of contact there from Vine, but just narrowly missing, and that would have been a spectacular goal.
It would have been. You can see the look on Courtney Vine's face once she's seen that it came off the post and into Larson's hands. She was a bit disappointed there, but I'm sure she'll get a couple more of those in this game.
Free kick awarded after that challenge on Margot Chevet. And she's straight up.
You can see, though, every time Sydney FC is picking up the ball, when Margot picked up the ball, her first decision is to go forward quickly. Taylor Ray picks up the ball. Sydney FC is looking to transition quickly forward.
So take a look at that challenge again. Rober's just maybe rolling off the ball and straight into Chevet. She did get a bit of the ball, but got a lot of Chevet as well. Tumeth. Sending it across to Taylor Ray. Is able to head it into the path of Abini, but intercepted by Ma. Medwin sending it forward for Keane, and not able to get there in time. Robers, just a bit of a lazy pass to McLean. Vine, not able to return the favour. Medwin. Taranto. Done really well to shield the ball away from Princess Abini. Ma down the line to Keane. Needs teammates in support, but he's run out of space, so will be a throw-in for Sydney FC. Melissa Taranto to Hieda. Needs to go quickly here, Western United, and sends it out wide. Robers Intercepted by Ray. Thompson to clear. And over the head of Papadopoulos. She's just got enough time to get that ball back. Stacey Papadopoulos, Robers. And out for a throw-in. Beanie. One of those diagonal passes again, but headed away to Medwin. Got Ray up ahead, blocking her path and forced to go back. Smile once again. Savitsky. And knocked away by Hawkesby. So Sydney FC win the ball back once again. Savitsky trying to bowl her way through, and she does win a free kick for her side. Challenge again. Was she maybe a little bit lucky to get the free kick awarded to her?
I think it's just the way she's dropped to the ground. She's copped that little bit of a knock and she's just gone down, and the referee obviously seen it in the way of Western United.
That ball into a dangerous area, but got tangled amongst feet and needs to be dealt with by Sydney FC as Taranto sends it back across. Cleared away by Lemon. Papadopoulos. Cern. Back to Papadopoulos. Immediately under pressure from Abini. Now Vine. Trying to force that pass from Ma, who finds Robers. Medwin. And Medwin tried to slip it through for Hannah Keane, but there is Jordan Thompson. Able to watch it out. And there is a fantastic crowd at Leichhardt. It's a fantastic football park, but Sydney FC this season, when they have been there, the crowds have been fantastic and come out in numbers to support this fantastic team.
It sure has. It's always had such great numbers there for the Liberty A-League, and it's so great to see so many families go out and watch this game, and to see the numbers that the A-League, the Liberty A-League is actually getting is just such a great thing for this league, and we need to see more of it. If you're at home watching, get the family, get the kids, and get out to a match.
Exactly. No need to listen to us. Go out there and watch, or you can listen to us while you're at the game too. That's always nice.
You still listen to us. You go home and you watch the game back.
Exactly.
That's
what
I do. I go watch it live and then go home and watch it back.
Exactly. That's the dedication to football that we're after. To Meth. McLean. The ball will go out for another throw-in. But nearing half-time, what is Kat Smith thinking for this Western United team? What do they need to do? What do they need to figure out in order to get themselves back into this contest?
I think they've really got to look at their final third entries. Once they do get into that final third, what is their decision making? There's been times there where they're just giving the ball away cheaply. Once they do get into those areas, what can they do more of? You can see that Hannah Keane at the moment is just up there. She's very isolated on her own. How can she get support quickly? It's something that Kat would be looking at to come into the halftime break, but we've still got plenty of time in this first half to see what pans out.
Certainly, and those final third entries, they're deceiving. It looks very close, but it has to be the quality of entries for Western United that just haven't been there so far.
Absolutely, you can get into that final third, but what you do with it is a different story. And Western United, unfortunately, once they do get into those areas, they just look a little bit lost. I think, to be honest, they're really missing the likes of Chloe Lagazo today. You know, she's been such a key part of this team, and she's been on absolute fire.
Really does provide another option for them. It takes away so much of the attention from Hannah Keane and must free her up to just play her football and be the potent striker that we know her to be. That ball immediately won back by Sydney FC, and a free kick will be awarded. And Hannah Keane sitting joint 4th on the goal scorers table. Chloe Lagazzo with 9 as well. And 2 players on 9 goals. So important.
It is, and it's great for the Western United team to have two players up there in that goal scoring numbers. But we know that Chloe Lagazzo has scored 9 this season. 4 of them have been penalties as well. But it's just great to see the partnership that Chloe and Hannah Keane have both made together. I think they've really hit it off this season, and they've been a key part of this Western United team, especially in that final third.
Keane, high ball, and one by Adriana Taranto. Fenton shadowing her, following her every step of the way. Adriana Taranto has done really well to find Stacey Papadopoulos in support, but one back by Margot Chevet.
Taranto done really, really well there to be able to get out of trouble there and find Papadopoulos.
And now we see Princessa Beanie. Lemon, Taylor Ray, sorry, charging through as Robers clears it away.
And that's where Sydney FC is super dangerous. As soon as they get into that transition, they break forward quickly, and you can see the forward runs, especially there from Taylor Ray. She gets into that forward area quickly.
Just this pressure from Sydney FC. That ball did look like it came off the arm of Courtney Vine. Referee disagrees and play continues. Out wide to Abini. Beanie cuts inside. Still Abini with that strike and sailing over the crossbar.
That's Princess Abini's bread and butter there. She loves that move. She loves coming in on the left-hand side and cutting in on her right foot and looking to curl it at that back post. You know how good she is 1v1, her ability to be able to beat her opponent and get that half a sniff to be able to get a strike off at goal. That's just Princess Abini's bread and butter there.
The goals have been hard to come by this season for Princess Abini, but she does a lot more than just score goals for Sydney FC.
She sure does, and she's been moved around as well. She's had to play, you know, a couple of different positions there for Sydney FC, and she's found herself now. And you can see there on that stats for the shot stat, 4-0. It just goes to show how this game is playing out at the moment.
And Kath, I want you to take a guess how many touches you think Western United have had in Sydney FC's box so far in this game.
I'll take a guess that it's 4, Procure.
You are certainly right there. We definitely have access to the same stats. And yeah, those four there is very disappointing for Western United, particularly when you've got someone like Hannah Keane, who's, as you've mentioned at the top of the game, scored all but one of her goals inside the box.
Absolutely, and those stats don't lie, and you can see as this game's playing out that Western United's really struggling to get up into that final third and to be able to create anything, and I'm sure that Kat Smith that'll be on the top of her list come half-time.
And there is Abby Lemon, the 3 Western United players in front of her, and she tried all she could. Just didn't play out the way she wanted.
I wish as soon as she takes that first touch, she's looked up and she wanted to let it rip there, and you could see that last one was off her line. I would have loved to see her really let it go from that position there and just build that confidence, but it's just a little bit unfortunate there for young Abby Lemon, but she has been playing fantastic in this game here. You know, the goal really has given her that confidence to get involved and start to create these opportunities.
And it does look like there will be chances coming her way more frequently in this contest, because every time Sydney FC are wanting that diagonal ball across either side, they seem to just find a player in a world of space.
You can see when they do pick up the ball, they're looking to, you know, break quickly, especially in those wide areas. We know that, you know, Courtney Vine has plenty of speed to burn, but you know that Abby Lemon is always in those wide areas looking for that ball, and as soon as the midfield pick it up, you can see how they're looking to break quickly.
We see Papadopoulos making her way forward. Taranto. And that's a nice ball, but just a little bit too heavy in the end. So it will be a Western United throw-in. And there is Hannah Keane. Papadopoulos. Saviski needs to bring it under control, but under pressure. Ray to Hawkesby. Chipping it forward to Vine. Needs to turn and go. Does find Ray. Now Abby Lemon. Got Vine in support as well, as she wants to use her, as well as Taylor Ray. Chevet, and cuts it across, and now allowed it to be intercepted. So Western United need to find a way out, some way to relieve a little bit of this pressure and get themselves a clear opportunity in front of goal. Robers. Melissa Taranto. Larson. Tamar, who's just knocked over by Princess Sabini.
You can see here, Princess Sabini just gets her shoulders up and really gives it to Tamar in that position. She knows when you're higher up the pitch, you can give away, you know, cheap fouls like that.
Cern, back to Ma. Taranto able to turn away from Taylor Ray. Really nice work from Melissa Taranto, and that pass from Hieda back. Didn't work the first time, but Hieda's done really well to work her way through traffic. Tried to release Hannah Keane, was just slightly too early.
That's been a bit of the story of their first half here for Western United. I would have loved to see the likes of Hieda playing Keane's feet there and running off her and looking for a little bit of a combination play to be able to get into that final third. They're trying to play Keane in behind, but it's just not working for them tonight.
Certainly isn't, as Sydney knock it out. And that pass accuracy in the final third. Sydney FC's 43, but they certainly had more opportunities when they've got there and been a little bit more, taking a lot more risk as opposed to Western United. Lemon. Chipping it forward, trying to get Ryan to run onto it. Ma hasn't dealt with it just yet. Medwin in support. A header straight into the path of Princess Abini. She can keep it in play, but she'll just take the throw in. Abini. Back to Sumeth, back to Abini. Hawkesby. Chevet's done well to find that little pocket of space. Margot Chevet slipped through, sent across the box. No sky blue shirts, able to get on the end of it, but able to recycle it. And Ma clearing it out of the danger area, and Hannah Keane really deep to collect the ball. And there is Mackenzie Hawkesby immediately pounces to win the ball back. Abini. And Grace Ma finally able to put an end to that attack.
Grace Ma's just read that perfectly. She's just intercepted that ball, and lucky for Western United there. Great little passage of play for Sydney FC. Those combination play in that wide area, the little 1-2s, that's what they're known for. And to be able to get out of that danger there against Western United, it was just unfortunate. They just couldn't make something of it once that ball gets into the box.
Sydney FC, a player who's so influential in creating chances, and that's Mackenzie Hawkesby. 48 chances created, the most of any player in the league so far. The only thing that's missing is the assist, because Sydney FC at times have struggled to have that final product, but the chances have certainly been there for the Sydney FC side.
They sure have, and we know that what Mackenzie Hawkesby brings to this team. it was a fantastic signing for Sydney FC to bring her back from England. She's made a massive
Vine
difference.
with the ball in, and Beanie not able to finish it off in the end. Sorry to cut you off, Kath, but Courtney Vine was using that pace as always.
That's okay, we're always talking, but Courtney Vine's that quick. It just turns it around really quickly. She's done really well to get past her opponent there, and the way she's cut that ball back was perfect for Princess Sabini.
Vine to Hawkesby. Create a little bit of space, send that ball in, and there is Grace Marr. It's been crucial for this Western United defence and able to keep this score down.
I think Western United and Kat Smith will be happy to go into the break at 1-0 down, because we know it could have been a couple more, but to go into the break at 1-0 and be able to talk about what they need to fix in this second half will be crucial for this team to come back out.
And there is just under a minute left of time in this first half. A really entertaining first 45 minutes of football. High energy. Some great chances for Sydney FC. Western United have had to do a lot of defending, but they set up for a really good end of this first half as Adriana Taranto was almost able to pinch the ball away from Jada Wyman.
That was a huge run by Adriana Taranto there. What a run it was, and she was unfortunate to get anything from it. Jada Wyman, I think she was a little bit blindsided there. She didn't really see her coming, but she was coming fast and quick.
Hawkesby knocking it forward. Mara, you take a look at that again, Kat.
She's super lucky there. Very lucky, Jada Wyman, in that position. It was unfortunate for Adriana Taranto there. She's done the hard yards.
And a great run from Hannah Keane, and not able to finish it off with the ball into the box. But that is all for the first half of action at Leichhardt Oval between these two sides near the top of the table. And it's just that Abby Lemon goal that separates the two sides at half-time. Sydney FC really dominating those attacking phases of play, and Western United doing a whole lot of defending, and that is why at half-time it is Sydney FC 1, Western United 0. And what an interesting first half of football for Kat Smith. There'll be a lot to think about, to figure out for her side as we take a look at those first half opportunities.
Yeah, we can see that Sydney FC, as soon as they pick up the ball, they're looking to go direct. Courtney Vine, beautiful ball in here for Princess Sabini, and Abby Lemon, right place at the right time, just slots that in with the inside of her foot.
A great save initially, but then Abby Lemon, after a disappointing week last week, but a great, confident finish in the end.
And how good is it to see the youngsters smiling and full of confidence now in this first half here. Again, a great ball in behind here for Courtney Vine. The way she's taken that on the outside of her foot was a great strike. I think she was going into the back of the net, but when she sees it coming off the back of that post there, you can see the disappointment on her face.
And it was so unlucky for them to, that ball bounced straight back into the path of Larson, but she took it so well there, Courtney Vine. As we take a look at the half-time stats, Western United still up in the possession.
Possession's always great in football, but possession doesn't win you games, unfortunately. When you score goals, that's what wins you games. And you can see here, Sydney FC has had 5 shots today, and Western United has had none. That's disappointing. If I was Kat Smith going into the sheds at half-time, I'd be disappointed that we haven't even had a shot at goal.
And that is something they'll need to fix in the second half. But at half-time, it is 1-0 to Sydney FC, and we'll be back for more Liberty A-League action after this half-time break. Welcome back to the second half of this massive contest between Sydney FC and Western United. Sydney FC 1-0 up at the break. And you can see those fans absolutely enjoying their time at Leichhardt Oval. A fantastic evening of Liberty A-League action. And Sydney FC probably feeling very comfortable so far in the game, having all the attacking phases of play. Western United have struggled to really deliver in the final third. But Kath, a lot of work for Western United to do in the second half. And Sydney FC and Abby Lemon are feeling pretty good about themselves.
Western United have got plenty of work to do in this second half. They were lucky to go into the sheds at half-time, only 1-0 down. Sydney FC had more of the chances, you can see here with Courtney Vine. Great little ball in behind for Princess Sabini. Great save there by Larson, and Abby Lemon picks up and slots the ball into the back of the net.
A really calm finish for Abby Lemon, and a great save initially, and Lemon wasn't going to fail. But the Abby Lemon can see the joy and the relief on her face as a young player just playing some nice football, and then they almost doubled the lead.
They sure did, and there was a great ball in behind there from Taylor Ray, and Courtney Vine, she gets off the outside of the foot there. She thought it was going to the back of the net. When she sees it come off that post, the disappointment in her face, but it could have been a couple more there for Sydney FC.
It really could have, and we've seen a lot of the familiar faces, but also Abby Lemon. Not typically a familiar face in Sydney FC, but in this season she's been a lot more involved.
She sure has, and she's come out tonight and she's got this goal on the board for her team, and she's been fantastic since the goal. You can see the confidence she's grown from that goal, and to see her being involved and getting into the box and creating opportunities for her team has been absolutely fantastic.
Really has, and Kiwa Hieda wants to get Western United underway really quickly. Hieda back to Medwin, and fizzing ball in and immediately out of play. And it is roughly a crowd of 4,000 down at Leichhardt. A fantastic to see that many people coming out on a Saturday night to go and watch the Liberty A-League. It's just a fantastic thing for the league and for these players.
It sure is. Isn't it unbelievable to see 4,000 people at Leichhardt Oval tonight? It's just such a great thing to see in this league, and so many people getting behind the league at the moment. It's just awesome, and to be in a great place in Leichhardt as well. As we all know, got some beautiful Italian restaurants there, some of my favourites that I love to go to. We always know that you've got to mix football and good food together. Absolutely.
A little bit Italian food first, then the football, and then you get some pizza after. A fantastic evening of football all round as Zabini's. She's able to get onto this ball ahead of Papadopoulos. Going back to Lemon. Taylor Ray. And just calming the tempo of this game down. Sydney FC didn't have the majority of the possession in the first half, but they were so impactful going forward. Every time they went forward, it looked like they were going to score.
They sure did. They were dangerous going forward, and we know that they've got plenty of threat up front. And when their midfielders pick up the ball, you could see that they were looking to go direct, especially in those wide areas.
Small released out wide to Abini. Papadopoulos forced to retreat. Abini gets away inside, but there's no teammates there, and the dangerous header as Vine tried with the follow-up effort and deflected off some feet, and it will be a corner for Sydney FC. As we see that effort from Princess Abini.
You can see that she was trying to get her body around that ball there to try and whip it to the back post, but it was just unfortunate that she just lost her footing there and a little bit unbalanced.
It will be Mackenzie Hawkesby once again to deliver that ball into the box. High ball into a dangerous area, headed away, falls to Ray with the follow-up effort and deflected away from goal. Thompson needs to keep it into play. Lemon. Fenton. Fenton's done really well to evade Emma Robers.
Fenton's done really well there. She's taken her first touch perfectly into that dangerous area, and then she looks to go backwards. She needs to keep progressing that ball, especially in the position that she was in. You're in that dangerous area.
Certainly are, and Kirsty Fenton is not afraid to go up the field and help in attacking phases of play. Such an intriguing player, good defender, but also can be so useful going forward. Robers headed it into the path of Lemon, but Papadopoulos was there. Now it finds Abini. Ray. Nice ball in from Taylor Ray, and Courtney Vine just couldn't control it. But Taylor Ray, that pass, once again, she's been on fire this evening.
She sure has, and we know that Taylor Ray has got these qualities. She's a fantastic midfielder. She's got an eye for those balls, and it's something that she does very, very well. And it was just unfortunate there. Courtney Vine just doesn't get the right foot onto it. You just need the nice little inside of the foot sometimes there just to place it into the back of the net.
A really good, confident bit of play from Sydney FC. And you know, when you're hearing the names of the likes of Taylor Ray, Courtney Vine, Princess Abini, things are going really well for the Sydney FC attack. You heard a lot of it this evening. Fenton. Still Kirsty Fenton. Now finds Hawkesby in space. Slipping it out wide to Vine. Up against Medwin. Vine sending it across and intercepted by Ma. Medwin wants to make her way forward, but there's no real link-up play from Western United on the edges. Fenton. Thompson. And a heavy touch from Chevet. She's able to win it back immediately. Taranto. Under pressure. Does find Grace Smart. Had a lot of work to do in the first half. Handled most of them really well, and it's a big part of the reason why Western United are only 1-0 down so far in this contest. Cern back to Taranto. And intercepted by Hawkesby. Ray. Taylor Ray doesn't have too many options forward. Needs to hold up play, and that pass does find Chevet. Wasn't the initial target, but it works out for Sydney FC. And that ball immediately taken off Kenzie Hawkesby, but free kick awarded. And they want to get play underway quickly. Abby Lemon up against Papadopoulos. Still Lemon finds Abini on the edge of the box. Sending it across to Ray, heavy touch, finds Chevet. Fenton. Hawkesby intercepted by Robers. Back to Emma Robers, and just lost it forward, but Hannah Keane had certainly not made up that much ground. Papadopoulos. Lemon. Papadopoulos. Keane has done well to knock that ball into her favour. Still Hannah Keane driving forward is Keane. And not able to finish it off with the pass for a teammate, Ray. High ball forward into the path of Courtney Vine, and that's fell really nicely for Courtney Vine. Up against Medwin. Waiting for some teammates to help her out. Vine. It's done well to confuse Medwin, sending it across to the path of Abini, and a timely deflection by Papadopoulos. Fenton, heavy touch. Taranto. Keane. Hieda. Back to Savitsky. In too many instances in this game where Hannah Keane has just had her back to goal and hasn't had anybody creating that overlapping run. And now is Keane in a little bit of space. Hannah Keane with that long-range strike, but straight into the hands of Jada Wyman.
It's taken Western United 53 minutes to have their first shot on target. it's just a tough one for Hannah Keane there. Every time she picks up the ball, she seems to be quite isolated and on her own, and was lucky enough there. Sydney FC afforded her a little bit of space.
That ball nicely won by Emma Robers. Driving forward is Robers, but straight into the legs of Thompson. And fouling Hawksby in the aftermath.
How good is this 1v1 ability from Courtney Vine? Poor Amy Medwin there. She goes one way, Courtney Vine sends her to the next, and she gets herself into that dangerous area, and it's just unfortunate that that ball wasn't right across that face of goal for Princess Sabini.
That's the stuff of nightmares there. Had Amy Medwin absolutely lost.
I think anyone that comes up against Courtney Vine 1v1 is having nightmares. Her speed is just absolutely on fire. I would have loved to have 1/10 of her speed.
I think we all would. Now Western United breaking forward here through Adriana Taranto. Keane sending it across into the path of Melissa Taranto. Medwin, that ball deflected away by Tumeth, so it will be a corner for Western United. And something that could potentially spark something with Hannah Keane in the box. A great header target. Their first corner of the evening, sorry.
They can use these corners to their advantage. They know that they've got the likes of Hannah Keane as a target in that box, and she's really great when the ball gets into those dangerous areas, especially with her head.
Ball into a dangerous area, punched away, and Courtney Vine with the follow-up effort to ensure that Western United didn't get a second opportunity. There is Alana Cern looking for a short option and ends up going long to Papadopoulos. She's immediately under pressure from Abini, and that ball's found its way to Hannah Keane, who gets a touch, but just wide of goal.
She sure does, and that's what she's great at. She gets herself in those dangerous positions. She puts her body in the right position there. Just unfortunate that she just can't get her foot around it to be able to guide it into the back of the net. But great ball in and a great run by Hannah Keane.
Must have been her to shout there, Kirsty Fenton, to leave it. And it works out for Sydney FC, but that was playing with fire, and we saw that at nearing the end of the first half as well, with Jana Wyman going to pick up the ball and it almost finding Adriana Taranto. And we are going to see some substitutions from Western United. We've seen the last of Emma Robers this evening, and we are going to see the arrival of Avani Prakash and Tyler J. Vlanich. So 2 attacking changes for Kat Smith. We'll see who the other player off. And we have seen Kiwa Hieda, last of her this evening as well. So 2 very attacking changes, like for like in a way. Lemon, cross to Vine, taken away, Saviski. Keane brings it down, and Prakash was held back. So, free kick for Western United. Ma tried to slip it through for Melissa Taranto, who's able to get it under control in the end, and ran straight into the path of Courtney Vine. And is it a case, Kath, of maybe picking up the pace for Western United? But it's certainly a dangerous game to always play.
You always need to make changes, especially when things aren't working out for you, and it's been unfortunate for Western United tonight, especially in that final third. They've really struggled to really combine that midfield with that front third, and maybe these changes with Avani Prakash getting involved, especially as that like bit more of a creator and looking to combine with Hannah Keane. They need to start to create opportunities in this final third. You can see when they get the ball into dangerous areas, you know that Keane is very dangerous in the box, but they need to be able to create a little bit more and start to look at getting those balls into the box and start getting good delivery.
Taranto, Savitsky. There is Prakash, sending it all the way back. That ball into the box, headed away by Fenton. And we'll go out for a throw-in. Savitsky, going to brute to it, but Hawkesby able to intercept. Kenzie Hawkesby, isolated, sends it inside to Abini. Back to Hawkesby. Vines looking for that follow-up pass and not able to get it to her, so will be a throw-in for Western United, and we will see a substitution here, and a very attacking substitution with Shay Connors coming on for the goal scorer, Abby Lemon. A really good evening of football for Abby Lemon after last week, and now Shay Connors had a difficult season, out with injury for most of the season. And wouldn't she like to get on the score sheet this evening? Ivani Prakash able to turn away, out wide to Keane, needs options in the box, crosses it and just hits the feet of Thompson, and will be a throw in. And yeah, that's one of those positions that we saw Hannah Keane in a lot under Mark Torcaso, where she was forced out wide, and they struggled to create goals there, Western United.
I think Hannah Keane, her attributes shows that she's an out-and-out striker. You want her in and around that 18-yard box, and you know, in front of goal. We know that she's a bit of a poacher as well. She can score with her feet, she can score with her head, and she's got great positioning when it comes to those striker attributes.
Certainly does, as Shay Connor's not able to keep the ball in play, and Kat Smith in the role of ball person today as well, trying to make sure the ball gets back into play really quickly for her Western United side. Got half an hour left in this contest, plus whatever's added on, but need to find something, get this game back to level. And they win it there in a nice area. Immediately under pressure, Taranto is by Hawkesby. To her sister, Adriana. And the twin connection just didn't work that time.
It just didn't work, and sometimes that's football. It doesn't work for you sometimes. Sometimes things are good, sometimes they're not so good. But when things aren't really working out for you, as soon as Taranto gets on the ball there, she's got time and space. You've got Hannah Keane, you've got numbers in the box. Look to just start to turn Sydney FC around and start to deliver balls into those dangerous areas.
Keane able to knock it forward, but it's straight into the path of the Sky Blues, and there is Courtney Vine, and just bowling over a Western United player there, and it's actually a free kick for Sydney FC. And there is Courtney Vine charging through, and just took a block like in the NBA, and hasn't gone the way of Melissa Taranto there.
You can see Courtney Vine just a little bit winded there. She's running to Taranto.
And it will be Sydney FC lofting the ball forward into the path of Shay Connors, but cleared away by Papadopoulos. And just a heavy touch. It's taken away by Fenton, and he just throws Melissa Taranto to the side and giving away a free kick. On ball forward. Getting some more territory, Western United, but territory's not what they need. They need a goal. Vlanic for Keane. Can she turn with the shot? And didn't have enough power. Chevet coming away with it, and Prakash winning her side a free kick. Very busy, Ivani Prakash. As soon as she's come on.
It's great to see Ivani Prakash in this league. The youngster, I know, went and tried at a few different Liberty A-League clubs, and she's found herself a home here at Western United. And it's great once she does get on the pitch. She's full of energy. She wants to earn that spot, and she's brought that energy now when she's come on, and she wants to get involved and win things.
Grace Smart, high ball, but straight to the path of Kirsty Fenton, who's able to deal with it comfortably. The header doesn't get enough distance, so Western United are able to try and recycle it. Papadopoulos immediately swarmed on Abini, just sending it forward. Hawkesby trying to use some speed, but Grace Meyer always had the advantage, and a heavy pass from Grace Meyer has caused Larson to kick it straight out. So Sydney FC turning a negative into a positive.
Great pressure there from Mackenzie Hawkesby. She's made Grace Meyer force a mistake, and Larson wasn't able to deal with that as well. And she gets her team back up here for a corner and start to put more pressure on Western United.
Hawkesby haven't had the deliveries she's wanted so far in this game. So we'll see what she can do this time.
You can see here by her setup, you can see that now with this, the way she's standing, she's looking at more of that curling of the ball, but when she takes it from the opposite side, she's looking for that more of a flat one.
And you're certainly right, as that's curled, but it's drifted to the back. Sent in by McLean again. Headed away by Vlanic. Ray to Hawkesby. Sending it in, but that's a shallow pass and not dealt with by Cern, but the teammate there to follow up. Chevet is sent it back to the defence. Reset for another opportunity here, Sydney FC. Tumeth. That curling ball forward for Vine, and there will be a goal kick.
It's great to see Sydney FC still keeping up this pressure and really putting the Western United defence under a lot of pressure. You can see once the Western United team's got the ball, you can see Sydney FC trying to lock in here on one side and trying to really lock them down so they can't play out.
And Edwin getting pulled back cynically by Tori Tumeth, and it will be the first yellow card of the evening for Tori Tumeth.
It's crazy to think the way this game's been going, and that's been the first yellow card of the night.
It really has been a frantic game, but we've kept their names out of the book as McLean lofts it forward for Vine, who's able to beat Mark. Still Vine, sends it across. Vlanic with the boot to the ball. And just cleared away. Papadopoulos. Here's Tori Tumeth, first yellow of the game. Keane able to do really well and turn away from her defender. Still Hannah Keane looking for some teammates in support and doesn't have it, and immediately runs into a brick wall. Ray to Vine. 1-on-1 with Vlanic. Saviski. Cern. High ball forward. Ray, nice ball forward for Shay Connors if she can get there first, and Larson able to collect and Something that's really nice about this game, when you think about it, you look at all the players on the field, you see the likes of Tori Tumeth, Amy Medwin, Taylor Ray, 3 players on that pitch who've come back from an ACL injury and playing football again and playing it at a high level, and for playing at some really good football. We've seen them this evening, but it's fantastic to see these players back on the pitch and just finding their form again.
It's so great, and the resources out there now, and the amount of people that have gone through these ACL injuries, and you know how common it is, especially in the women's game, and to see these athletes, they're true professionals to their game, and you know it's a credit to all these athletes to be able to come back. It's not an easy rehab.
Certainly isn't, and it's just fantastic to have them back out there as that ball's taken away from Connors. Suffered her own injury so far, not an ACL, but been a difficult season for her after making that move from Brisbane Roar. Abini trying to feed through Courtney Vine. He's got space ahead. Still Vine inside now. Vine with the effort, and she doubles the lead for Sydney FC. It was just a matter of time, and Courtney Vine may just have sealed the 3 points for Sydney FC this evening.
What a great finish there by Courtney Vine. You always know when you get that ball in behind and Courtney Vine's going to get on the back of it, that it's always going to be some sort of ball in the back of the net for her, and she's done really, really well. She takes a touch forward, she cuts back on her left foot, and she just slots it away nice and perfectly.
Fantastic finish from Vine, and that is what you want from your marquee player, to seal an important 3 points. It could prove to be for Sydney FC if they're able to finish this season out and get themselves another Premier's plate.
It's great to see the confidence there on Courtney Vine to be able to go down on her right foot. She's driving down. Generally, she normally keeps progressing that ball down the pitch, but she's cut back in there on the left foot and had the confidence to be able to hit that with her left foot, which is nice to see.
And it's her 6th goal of the season, Courtney Vine. Really great to see. And now we have seen another goal scorer come onto the pitch, and that is Kath Zimmerman for Western United. She replaces Amy Medwin. It's good to have a striker on the bench. Kath Zimmerman has had a difficult season. Hasn't played too much football. It's just good to have her out there. Papadopoulos intercepted by Chevet. Connors. Still Connors. Got a nice deflection back into her path. Sends that ball across nicely for Abini. And just that touch, Abini took her away from goal.
What a great ball in there by Shay Connors. Princess Abini is just unfortunate with that touch. I would have loved to see her hit that first time volley coming across her body. It's something that I've seen her do on the training pitch, but great ball in here by Shay Connors. She just lofts it at the back post, and just a poor touch there by Princess Abini.
They look so confident, that Sydney FC attack. Chances are coming their way, just not able to finish them off so far, but 2 goals to the good, it does not really matter. Keane needing teammates in support, and it's been much of the story of the night. Hannah Keane isolated up the top. Prakash with the long-range effort and wide of goal. Did take a deflection on the way, so it will be a corner for Western United. Taylor Ray, 5 long passes, 4 of them accurate. She has been dazzling in the middle of the park.
She sure has. Taylor Ray is a fantastic talent. In any other team, probably in this Liberty A-League, should be looking at to be a constant starter. She's only started 5 games this season for Sydney FC, and I'm sure now once returning from this ACL injury, she'll be looking to get a little bit more time on the pitch, and hopefully she can secure a spot here in this Sydney FC team.
And that ball could work to the advantage of Western United. And I know the stats have been going against Western United every time I seem to speak, but another one that they'll have to contend with. We'll come back to it as Sydney FC try to break forward, but that's intercepted by Grace Maher. But Sydney FC have only conceded 1 goal in the second half all season, and that was against the Central Coast Mariners in that thriller where Ergamar scored in the 90th minute plus an exorbitant amount of additional time, the latest goal we'd ever seen in the Liberty A-League competition. So they need to do something that Sydney FC just haven't allowed throughout the season if they are to get the 3 points or at least get a point in this contest.
We haven't really seen Western United threaten Sydney FC at all in this game. It's unfortunate for them, but tonight really hasn't been their night, especially coming into the front third. Once they get into those areas, they just haven't been clinical. It's great to see someone like the likes of Catherine Zimmerman coming back from injury, and you know, she could maybe add a little bit of that spark to this Western United team.
And now a set piece opportunity for Western United. Grace Maher and Adriana Taranto standing over the ball. What can they deliver? Can Hannah Keane get a clean header on the ball to really set us up for a grandstand finish? Maher, nice ball, collected by Jada Wyman, really brave. Came off her line, dropped it initially, but was able to quickly recover. A really good bit of goalkeeping.
Great goalkeeping there by Jada Wyman, but what a great ball in from Grace Maher.
Takash trying to find her way through the traffic, but immediately stopped, and they're forced to retreat back to their defence once again, Western United.
You can see here the ball in from Grace Maher. She's put it in with pace, but Jada Wyman was too good there to be able to come out and demand the box.
Adriana Taranto's done really well to confuse those 3 Sydney FC players, and for that, we will see the second yellow card of the game. See who it's for, but it will be a free kick. And I think Sydney FC players are arguing, sure, you can give the yellow card, but I think you've got the wrong player in the confusion. And it should go to Shay Connors, that's for sure, but I think it may have been actually given to Kirsty Fenton.
I think it was, and that's why Kirsty Fenton had her arms thrown up in the air. She's saying, it wasn't me, what am I getting a yellow card for?
Just a case of mistaken identity there.
If that goes down, I'm sure Shay Connors will be putting a couple of dollars into the kitty for the end of the season trip, that's for sure.
That's for absolutely. Don't see a case of mistaken identity too often, but can happen. Oh, it has been corrected. It is going to Shay Connors, but I do think initially was pointed in the direction of Kirsty Fenton. Taranto, now Maher, high ball and header through, and there is Catherine Zimmerman for a first goal for Western United, and a first goal of the season, and that could prove to be a very important goal for Western United.
What a great goal there by Catherine Zimmerman. What a beautiful ball in there from Grace Maher, pinpoint into the box. And we said that Catherine Zimmerman can add a little bit of that spark to this Western United team, and that's what she's done.
Absolutely fantastic goal from Catherine Zimmerman. Saw her do it for Melbourne Victory, and now she's doing it for her new club.
That's exactly why Mark Torcaso recruited Catherine Zimmerman in the beginning. But those set pieces, they're things that we practice on the training pitch over and over, and I'm sure they'll be delighted with that goal.
And now we are in for a grandstand finished here between Western United and Sydney FC. And what else is there to expect between these two sides? Had so many great battles in the competition. And the 2 years that Western United have been in the league. Coming away with the ball, Keane. Able to hold it up. Slipping it through, but Zimmerman not able to get there in time.
You can already see the differences that Catherine Zimmerman has made. You can see when Hannah Keane gets on the ball there, Zimmerman is looking to make a forward run where that wasn't happening in the first half.
And it's no surprise that Western United have not lost spirit as that ball's taken a deflection. And it will be a corner, but Western United are a team that never give up. It was a hallmark of their game under Mark Torcaso last season, and it's been a big part of their season this year. The 76th and the 90th minutes where they scored the most amount of their goals this year. So they're never out of a contest. And that ball is a header from Alana Cern. Just get caught underneath the ball.
She looked like Spider-Man there. The way she came flying into the box, it was just, she doesn't make the right contact that she needs. Great ball in there by Taranto. Alana Cern just gets it with the side of her head. If she gets that on the front of her head and just guides that back into where it came from, would have been a goal for sure.
I would have wished there was an attacker in that position. And just to clarify, after the goal for Western United, Jada Wyman did get a yellow card in the books as well, as we see Papadopoulos making her way down the wing. That ball's knocked out by Kirsty Fenton, but what must the Sydney FC players be thinking? Are they just trying to hold on, or are they going to still want to play the football that's got them into this position?
I'm sure they're going to want to play the same style of football that they've been playing. It's just they've copped this goal now, they've conceded this goal, and they need to really just ride the wave. Football comes in all different ways, and at the moment, Western United have got that momentum. They've got a bit of confidence. They've got Catherine Zimmerman on the pitch. She's put a goal in front for Western United, and they've just got that bit of momentum here now.
What can they do as that ball's sent into the penalty box? Zimmerman sending it across. Zimmerman's been very active. Her second game back. Second game of the season, sorry, for Western United. And she's so influential so far in this game. Really moving around, and Ante's looking a little bit more stressed than he was maybe 15 or 20 minutes ago.
You sure would be, especially when you know that your team's had the majority of the chances in this game, and if you don't put your chances away and you keep yourself in a vulnerable position like a 2-0 lead. Now Western United is back in it, and they've got that little bit of a sniff now, and this last few minutes of the game is going to be super exciting.
Certainly is. Prakash, it's been the substitutes for Western United that have got them back into this contest. Zimmerman has done really well to work through the traffic, just not on the same page as Hannah Keane, but Savitsky just let the ball go a little bit too loose. Out to Vine now, got a Beanie up ahead as well as Shay Connors. And Alana Cern got in the way of a Beanie and the ball, but it will be a throw-in for Sydney SC. To Meth. What can they do, Sydney FC? Keane not able to get around Grace Marr. They're so active in this game. Prakash, just too heavy with the touch. Chevet slipping the ball through for Connors. Cern stood up. Now Papadopoulos into the middle of the park. Keane comes away with it. Now the ball forward for Zimmerman, but too heavy with the pass. Wyman able to knock it clear.
Great goalkeeping there by Jada Wyman. She's read that the ball's come in behind, and she's in a good position there to be able to sweep the ball up.
There is 8 to 7 total shots, and it didn't look like that at halftime, that's for sure.
it sure did, and Catherine Zimmerman has been a big difference as well, and all of the subs for Western United.
Really changed this game, but all important. Sydney FC are still up 2-1. All the pressure is on Western United to come back into this game and get a result. Cern looking for movement up front, just sends it forward. And it looked like could have been a potential foul on TJ Vlanich, but play continues. Abini going to switch it out to the opposite side for Shay Connors, able to keep it in play. Doesn't have many sky blue shirts in the box. Still Connors up against Cern. Sends it across straight into the hands of Larson. Needs to move quickly here, Western United. Saviski. Zimmerman. And not on the same page once again with Hannah Keane, and that probably is a case of only a second game. Really hard to form that combination. And we will see another substitution for Western United. The last we've seen is Stacey Papadopoulos. And we will see Julia Sardo make her way on. Not afraid to get forward, Julia Sardo, much like Papadopoulos. We have stopped play momentarily. Here's Grace Ma down on the ground. Maybe just struggling to breathe just a little bit, or just took a collision, not quite sure.
She's holding her chest there, and looks like she is struggling to breathe. She's just focusing on her, taking some deep breaths there, and she looks like she's in a little bit of pain.
All right, obviously just take a moment to see if she's just able to regain herself and continue in this game. But you saw that team talk with Ante Juric and his players. What will he be telling his players right now?
I think he'll just be telling them just to keep playing the way they've been playing and just keep settled into this game. There's not long to go. It's important that they, ride this game out, and the game management of how they progress these last 5 or so minutes. And they just got to keep calm. And sometimes when you do concede a goal, and especially when it is in this scoreline like this, and it's such a big match for both of these teams, and they know exactly what it means. They would know before leading into this game exactly what these 3 points means to each team.
Absolutely. Sado there. Part of that colder setup. Part of that infrastructure that's been praised so much about Western United coming into this league.
The foundations that Mark Torcaso and the team have started at this club has been unbelievable. You can see it in every game, that never say die attitude. You can see that every player on the pitch plays for that Western United badge.
They certainly do, and they haven't given up in this game as Vine under pressure from Keane. Abini held the ball up really well, and they're immediately hounded by Grace Ma, but they're able to come away with it, Sydney FC. Fenton sending it across, but that's given away cheaply to Western United. Saviski. Prakash sending it down the line, but that ball needed a little bit more direction, or it needed to come back further inside.
They sure did, and they know tired legs. It's the 87th minute here, and to try and play Taranto there in behind when she's already tired, she's struggling to get to those balls. Sometimes you need to look to play a little bit more direct. You know that you've got Zimmerman, you know that you've got Hannah Keane in the box. Can we be a little bit more direct? They want to get something out of this game.
Ma, what can she do? We know what sort of boot she has. Sending it to Fenton. And not dealt with by Kirsty Fenton, and Taranto's just going to watch it go out of play. Sardo needs to get moving quickly. Time is not on Western United's side. Sardo. Still Julia Sardo, and pushed away by Shay Connors. Played short to Saviski. Still Saviski. Taylor Ray has had herself a fantastic evening game. Ma. Looking for options up ahead, chipping it to Keane. Hannah Keane with the effort! And Jada Wyman, a calm save in the end.
Great save there by Jada Wyman. But how good is Hannah Keane in that position? Once she gets up with her defender, she uses her arms, the way she rolls her defenders and be able to get that shot off at goal. She just does it so smoothly.
Such a fantastic striker that we have in the Liberty A-League competition. Golden Boot winner, and you look at that again.
She does it so well. She just does it so naturally. The way she uses her body, she gets her knees down, she bends, she swings around, and she just knows exactly where the goal is. She doesn't even need to look at the ball. She just turns and hits. And again, she just does it so naturally.
She's not what Western United want. It's certainly what Sydney FC are after. Ball going out of play, taking the rhythm out of the contest for Western United, slowing their momentum down. Kirsty Fenton getting instructions from Ante Urich is right there. Given away once again. Cern knocking it forward. Keane has got a lot of work to do, but McLean able to knock it long. And a really smart header by Grace Ma. Keane does get ahead to it, high ball, still needs to be dealt with. Ray, sharp ball across to Shay Connors, doesn't have any teammates in the box. What can Shay Connors do? Has done really well to beat Sardo. And there was Cern to help mop up defensively.
What another great ball in behind there by Taylor Ray, and Shay Connors gets herself into a great position there, goes 1v1 with her defender, and you can just see she's just starting to get back into the swing of things again and just start to get that confidence building.
Fenton sending it to the other side for Vine. Vine not able to get away from TJ Vlanich. Ma. And there is 4 minutes of additional time left in this contest. 4 minutes for Sydney FC to hold on, and 4 minutes for Western United to get another goal in the back of the net and get themselves something out of this contest. And the Cove still singing, those Sydney FC girls, hoping that they can hold on in what has ended up being a relatively difficult last half an hour. They look so comfortable after Courtney Vine scored. But Western United have never given up in this contest. It's something that's so ingrained in that club and in this team. What can they do? Zimmerman has done really well to hold off the pressure. Savitsky. Taranto. To her sister, sending it across to Prakash, and just too high and narrowly missing her.
Yes, Avani Prakash has done well since she's come on. She's been in and amongst it, which is great. And Western United, definitely those subs have made a difference to the outcome of this game, and they've really changed the game.
They certainly have. And when we look at it, it's been a really, really interesting game of football. And right now, Western United still top of the table. However, if they are to lose this game, it sets up Sydney FC really well to potentially be premiers, as Courtney Vine is just down and just taking a bit of a knock on her way down and taking some time off the clock. And just slowing that rhythm and momentum of Western United once again.
This is where it comes down to game management. They know there's a few minutes left in the game. They've been awarded this free kick here. They just need to be smart.
High ball to Abini, who's isolated. Abini able to turn away. Larson needs to get going. Don't worry about the shove on a beanie. Get the ball forward. Keane, not able to get the contact she needs. Fenton, able to block the path for Western United. Sending it forward for Vine now. Vine, once again, Courtney Vine! And that is the sealer! That is what you have Courtney Vine for. To slot the ball into the back of the net. A fantastic finish. And just as Western United are making their way forward, Courtney Vine puts a full stop at the end of the game.
She sure does. What a beautiful, beautiful, well-taken goal there by Courtney Vine. You know it's always dangerous when Courtney Vine gets in behind your defence, and she's just timed that perfectly inside of the foot, just lobs it over the keeper. Great technique there. She knows exactly what she's doing.
She certainly does, and that is the risk when you're going for the game in the late stages. You always might leave yourself a little bit loose defensively, and Courtney Vine, 2 goals in this game, and they've been proved to be very crucial. And we may have just all but sealed it unless something miraculous happens. But you would have to say, on the balance of the play, Sydney FC have been the better of the 2 sides for the majority of the 90 minutes.
They sure have. They have been the better team for the majority of the 90 minutes. It's been an unfortunate one for Western United. The first half was quite disappointing, having no shots at goal, which I'm sure Kat Smith will be definitely addressing that come post-match review. But Sydney FC definitely have been the better of the 2 sides tonight. And we've also got to mention that they are missing a lot of key players that are away with the young Matildas, who are currently playing at the moment against Chinese Taipei at the Asian Cup. And it's a credit to Ante Juric and all the girls in this squad, and it goes to show how important it is in this extended season, how important your squad is.
It really is, as Western United make a late charge forward, and it's really a great point to bring up, Kath, that those players are the young Matildas, and even though they are so young, they're so pivotal to Sydney FC. They have the youngest squad in the league up against Western United, who have the oldest squad on average. But a fantastic evening of football for Sydney FC. Not only have they secured themselves the 3 points, but they've set themselves up really well to secure the premiership, pipping, they may potentially pip Western United for 2 seasons in a row. And what a fantastic contest we saw between 2 really good sides.
It sure was. It was an exciting game. It was back-to-back all game, and they were all fighting for it, especially in the first half. You could see it took a long time for the game to actually get settled. Everyone was trying to win those battles, but Sydney FC were the better of the 2 sides tonight.
They certainly were, and it will be. And it all ends Sydney FC 3, Western United 1. And we'll go to the highlights for a fantastic game of football, and it all started with this goal from Abby Lemon.
It sure did. You could see every time Sydney FC picked up the ball, they were looking to get in behind quickly, and Princess Sabini, that first save there from Larson, but Abby Lemon in the right place at the right time. She just slots the ball into the back of the net.
She certainly does, and Abby Lemon, a really good shift this afternoon, and it looked like it might have been enough, and they had a lot of chances. But just, and then you see the goal here from Courtney Vine.
Again, every time Sydney FC picked up the ball, they're looking to get in behind there, and we know the pace of Courtney Vine is always going to be dangerous. She gets here on her right foot, and she cuts back in on her left, and she just slots that away so perfectly.
She really does, and that was the first of 2 goals for Courtney Vine, and her pace was used, her speed and her skill, and it was incredibly important for Sydney FC in the end.
It sure was, and we always know that Courtney Vine's going to be dangerous at any time, and you can see here Western United get back on the score sheet. A beautiful ball in by Grace Smart. It's on a silver platter there for Catherine Zimmerman. She's done fantastic, beautiful header in the back of the net. Gets Western United back in the game, and then they just didn't have enough, and Sydney FC goes the other end with Courtney Vine, and what a beautiful, beautiful ball in behind there for Courtney Vine. The way she just slots it over that keeper, absolutely perfectly done.
Absolutely, and you can see the smile on her face, and a fantastic evening of football as we take a look at the match stats. And Western United, they got a level at the end with the total shots, but Sydney FC were a little bit more potent.
They did, but Sydney FC have done better with their chances. I know they did get back up there, Western United. They got back up to 8 total shots to Sydney FC's 9. But at the end of the day, you've got to take your chances, especially in the first half. They had no shots on target, but credit to Western United to get themselves back in the game. But Sydney FC were too strong tonight.
They really were too strong, and that crowd at Leichhardt, which is predominantly a Sydney FC audience, was certainly enjoying it. It's a fantastic evening of football, but I've been Tequila Frimpong. Thank you, Catherine Cannuli, for joining me, and we'll leave you with the pictures of the Cove and the Sydney FC girls after their 3-1 win over the Western United.